Why Buhari should negotiate with Ipob and Boko Haram, Adamu Garba. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. CEO of IPI Solutions and owner of Crow App, Adamu Garba has asked Nigerian authorities to stop the offenses against terrorist organization Boko Haram and the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob. Garba asked the government to instead negotiate with the groups. The former presidential aspirant said this via his known Facebook page on Monday, while positing that Nigeria definitely knows the real sponsors of terrorism. To those who said the negotiations with Boko Haram, bandits and Ipob is not possible, we should keep bombing and keep losing lives, I say this to you. Where are ISIS in the Levant today? What of Nusra Front, Haqqani Network, Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, AQIM, and Sudan, Irish Republican Army, etc.? What of the Afghan Taliban? Ask Russia and Turkey how they handled ISIS. Ask Qataris, Saudis and Pakistanis how they managed to disappear Nusra Front, Qaeda and Haqqanis. How did France deal with Ansar and AQIM in Africa? How did Britain end and contain the IRA, or why the American superweapons ended up running away from the untrained, uneducated, and ill-organized Afghan Taliban? Everything ended up on the negotiation table. The truth is, all insurgency from history are motivated by two things: desire for justice or economic survival. Nigeria's case is not an exception. We cannot continue to throw bombs in our backyard to our neighbors, fellow citizens, and fellow countrymen and women, and believe we are making any progress. This is the clean principle of self-destruction. This is illogical to the modern state governance in the 21st century. It cannot take us anywhere. We must find other means. Since the inception of the crisis in 2009, Nigeria burned $44 billion to kill its fellow citizens and destroy its infrastructure to fight an enemy that simple listening and conversation can solve. That amount, the $44 billion can dredge River Niger and Benue through the deltas of Anambra and Imo, build superhighway from Maiduguri to Calabar through Mubi, Yola, Jalingo, Wukari, Zakibiam, Vandekaya, Ikom, and Ugep, link Kano, Sokoto, Kebbi to Badagry, through Bogu in Niger State, and lay gas pipeline and fiber cables from Niger Delta and Lagos to Abuja and Kaduna upward to the Hintla respectively. All this burnt away in trying to fight ourselves. That is needless to say that most of these monies were either stolen or shared or disappeared into thin air. Believe it or not, Boko Haram, bandits, Ipob, and are all Nigerians and our fellow brothers and sisters. We share same border, live in the same neighborhood, eat same food, share same language and same tradition, and suffer the same way. Whether we kill 10 terrorists today and 1 soldier, we cannot escape the fact that Nigeria killed fellow Nigerians. We must look beyond our borders. If we must fight an enemy, we must do all we can to protect our homeland and fix our differences without the sacred blood of our brothers and sisters getting shedded. The so-called internal wars against terrorism should be called to a halt and larger table to expanded to accommodate our differences no matter our disagreement. Let us call a spade a spade. All terrorists are known by the state in each country. Nigeria definitely knows who are those terrorists and the real sponsors, even though no legal case might have been established against them. We must slow down on the killings, open our country, bury our pride, and fix our internal differences and disagreements by mainstreaming a legal framework for a fair position for all. The villagers cannot go to farm. Hunger is on the rise. We are now in dry season. Without good harvest, food inflation is very high. The cost of everything is getting unbearable. We cannot afford to keep spending on wars. We must accept our issues and come to terms with the best way out of this by tackling the very basic necessities of our livelihood. These wars should be over. Let us work towards peace and prosperity of our people. The desperation, lack of opportunities and better future. A hope is more important now than the blood of our fellow citizens. Okay, I do not understand. There are many there are places where I'm going to say, okay, fine, but there are places where that I do not agree with. First of all, before let me don't say God now, before a human being and every rational being, I'm going to say this. Freedom fighters are not to be equated as terrorists. That is the truth. Freedom fighters. I only agree with the part they say negotiation should be done. And it is because I saw freedom fighters there. That is where the negotiation should come from. Then the second part where I agree with is the part where he said the government knows the real sponsors of these people. Yes, they do. What are they doing with the information? Nothing. They prefer to keep looting. I also agree with the part that the money has been looted. I so love it. Look, these people know the sponsors. They will keep coming out to tell Nigerians that are feeling Nigerians are gullible enough, and Nigerians believe them. That is, they think they're going to be able to fool Nigerians to believing that they are doing something. Nigeria knows they're not doing anything. Do you know people that have died from these people? You are going to go and call murderer. Look, no. They are not sick. They are not fellow. Anybody. Look, there's something I want to address. Anybody that kills, you have been advised not to kill. You will not tell me that you don't know that it is wrong. You are not going to say it. Do you know what these people have done? This person now equating these people with freedom fighters and calling them brothers and sisters. Uncle, they have not remembered your family, and they will not. Because if only you have felt the pain of these people, you will not be coming out to say they are brothers and sisters. You will not. The part I agree with is because Ipob is there. If you're going to say negotiation should be done with freedom fighters. Everybody should come, lick their wounds, swallow their pride, bury the hatchet, and come together for negotiation. Now, it is not even going to be just the indigenous people of Biafra here. It is also going to be the Yoruba nation as well. So equating freedom fighters to terrorists, uncle, is very wrong. It is very wrong, sir. Yes, it is very wrong. The only place where you're right is that the governments are aware. Of course, Nigerians know that they are aware. Whether they're doing this information is what we do not know. So yes, negotiation should be done, and they should stop deceiving themselves in the name of their deceiving Nigerians